Very good morning. The top news is brought to you by Resonate International with a mission to leverage knowledge worldwide. The news being covered is Quad in action, navigating power, politics and progress. Ladies and gentlemen, in the vast waters of Indo-Pacific, where the world's most crucial trade routes intersect, a new security framework has quietly emerged. It started as an idea, four democracies coming together in what seemed like a symbolic dialogue. But today, the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, Quad, comprising the US, India, Japan and Australia, faces a crossroads. Is it destined to become a strategic pillar safeguarding regional stability, or will it remain a tool of political posturing with vague outcomes? At the heart of Quad's existence lies a critical question. What is its true mission? To answer this, we must first look at the region's evolving geopolitical landscape, particularly the growing challenge posed by China's increasing assertiveness. A region on the edge and the rise of China. The Indo-Pacific has long been the stage for China's ambitious rise. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, China has poured over $1 trillion into building infrastructure, reshaping power dynamics in Southeast Asia, Africa and beyond. Its military posturing in the South China Sea has rattled neighboring countries, while its 9-line territorial claims have challenged international maritime laws. For Quad members, the threat is clear. China's growing influence poses a risk not just to the regional stability, but to the rules-based order that underpins global security. The maritime space, where trillions of dollars in goods pass through every year, has become a key battleground. But how should Quad respond? Should it act as a policeman of the seas, policing the region against China, or focus on upholding maritime freedom as per international law? The answer is crucial, as it will define whether Quad becomes a true force for stability or an ineffective political tool. There is an argument for Quad to take on a more assertive military role. The Malabar naval exercises, which bring together Quad members for joint military drills, have grown significantly in recent years. Advanced exercises involving anti-submarine warfare, missile defense and carrier strike formations are all part of the strategic chess game being played in the Indo-Pacific. China has not been quiet about its concerns. It sees Quad as a direct attempt to curb its rise, labeling it a mini NATO and accusing it of stoking tensions in the region. Chinese state media frequently dismisses the Quad, suggesting it lacks cohesion and that it is little more than a diplomatic distraction. But here is where the dilemma lies. If Quad positions itself too strongly as a policeman, it risks alienating other regional powers like ASEAN nations who prefer not to choose sides in the US China rivalry. Worse, it could trigger a dangerous arms race or an unintended conflict with China. The Indo-Pacific, after all, is not just any region. It is home to nuclear powers and the world's busiest trade routes. Any escalation could be catastrophic. This brings us to the alternative, a more balanced and strategic mission, one that focuses on preserving maritime freedom in accordance with the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. This approach positions Quad not as a military alliance aimed at solely containing China, but as a coalition that defends international norms and ensures the free flow of trade across this region. By emphasizing the principles of territorial integrity, freedom of navigation, and respect for sovereignty, Quad can build broader support. Countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, and Vietnam, which are directly affected by China's territorial claims, would be more likely to back such an approach. After all, their economies depend on secure and open sea routes, and they are wary of becoming entangled in a power conflict. Moreover, a mission focused on maritime freedom plays to the strengths of Quad members. Together, the US, India, Japan, and Australia possess some of the world's most powerful navies. By coordinating patrols, sharing intelligence, and conducting joint operations, Quad can deter China's aggressive actions without provoking a direct confrontation. Yet, even this approach will require more than symbolic gestures. While military drills and joint statements are important, they must be backed by concrete actions. This is where Quad can truly shine, by developing a more comprehensive strategy that extends beyond military posturing. First could be building alternative supply chains. Economically, Quad must reduce the region's dependence on China by creating alternative supply chains. The Supply Chain Resilience Initiative, launched by India, Japan, and Australia, is a step in the right direction. By expanding this initiative to include the US and focusing on key industries like semiconductors and pharmaceuticals, Quad can offer the Indo-Pacific a more resilient and diverse economic future. The second could be expanding diplomatic engagement. Quad should also aim to win the support of smaller regional players. China's checkbook diplomacy has made significant inroads across Asia and the Pacific. Quad can counter this by offering more than just security through economic partnerships, infrastructure investment, and even humanitarian efforts like vaccine diplomacy, which Quad demonstrated also during the COVID-19 pandemic. Regional nations will support a framework that offers tangible benefits without forcing them into a confrontational stance against China. The third could be institutionalizing Quad. To ensure lasting impact, Quad must move from being an informal dialogue to a more institutionalized body. Regular summits, a dedicated secretariat, and a formalized defense arrangement can make Quad more predictable, coordinated, and capable of acting swiftly in times of crisis. How China looks at Quad: as a threat or as a distraction? China's response to Quad reveals its concerns, of course. While Beijing downplays the alliance, calling it weak and fragmented, its actions suggest otherwise. China's diplomatic pressure on Quad members like India and Australia, coupled with its expanding naval presence, shows that it recognizes threat Quad poses to its ambitions. However, if Quad fails to articulate a clear mission and deliver tangible outcomes, China will exploit these weaknesses. As experts have noted, Quad's strength lies not in grand rhetoric but in its ability to sustain a long-term strategy, one that counters China without escalating conflict. What's the way forward? For Quad to become a true strategic achiever, it needs to focus on the following. First, clarify the mission. Quad must prioritize maritime freedom as its core mission, aligned with international law and avoiding presenting itself as a direct military force against China. Second is expand economic resilience. By promoting resilient supply chains, Quad can reduce the region's economic dependence on China and offer viable alternatives in key industries. Third could be strengthen regional partnerships. Engaging with ASEAN nations and other regional powers will broaden support for Quad, making it a cornerstone of regional stability rather than a confrontational force. Fourth is institutionalize Quad, moving beyond informal dialogues to more structured, regularized meetings and summits will ensure strategic continuity and stronger outcomes. In conclusion, the need for Quad to shift from strategic rhetoric to real impact is important. The threat in the Indo-Pacific is real and the stakes are high. Without clarity of purpose, Quad risks becoming a tool of political posturing, more rhetoric than reality. The region and the world cannot afford that. Quad has the potential to be far more than a political talking point. It can serve as a cornerstone of Indo-Pacific security and economic stability. To achieve this, it must move beyond symbolic gestures and into the realm of sustained strategic action. The road ahead is undoubtedly complex, but with a clear, well-articulated mission focused on preserving maritime freedom, fostering economic resilience, and maintaining regional stability, it can become the cornerstone of a rule-based Indo-Pacific order. Quad's real impact and success shall lie in that. Good luck, best wishes, and thank you very much.